All right, Jess. So, have you had loose leaf tea before? Have you made loose leaf tea before?
I have, but not with anything that looks like that.
What are you used to making it?
It's a little cup that you put in the mug, and it bounces on the outside, and you put the loose leaf tea in there, and you pour over the top.
Fun.
Yep. It's about this big. It looks like a Keurig pod thing.
Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna need to see that.
I have an extra one. You can have it.
Oh, wait, really?
Yep. I should have brought it.
That's very generous of you. Okay, so you are familiar with loose leaf tea. Do you have it frequently?
I don't. The most I had it was when I was pregnant, and I was, all the tea remedies they tell you in pregnancy.
That is good for you. Yeah, so we're gonna do.
Put it straight in?
Yeah, just
Okay.
straight in, drop
How
it
many?
in there. You can add
Or
a
all of
little
it?
bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to go all of it.
Make it strong?
Yeah. So folks, right now we are brewing lemon ginger herbal tea. That was Jess's choice. Why did you choose lemon ginger?
I usually do herbal teas no matter what, because
Okay.
I do enjoy coffee. And so I don't need extra caffeine.
Uh-huh.
How high do I?
Yeah, I would go.
Circle?
Yeah, circle would be great.
Okay.
See this
Yeah.
line right here? I would go all the way up until there, just eyeing your mug,
Oh, yeah.
because I don't want it to overflow. Perfect. So with this herbal tea, you want it brewing for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yes. So the reason why, you
Yeah.
said you drink coffee,
Yes.
so your tea
It's
is
always
usually
herbal. Yeah. Lemon ginger, because I like the taste naturally. So I was like, great. And I think, it's gut healing, soothing for digestion. It always comes to mind.
The ginger especially is
Yeah.
very well known for that.
Yes.
Yeah. How does it work in your little Keurig? Because here you could see all the leaves
Yeah.
in there.
You kind of have to keep, it basically, you just pour it in until you see the water getting close. So when you take it out, there's not as much water as you can control.
Yes.
So it's not perfect, but
Got it.
it's really simple.
Yeah.
You could travel with it easily. I guess you probably travel with that.
I can, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking about matcha. So how does your love for matcha, what's the story behind that?
Matcha I feel like it got kind of trendy. And so I was like, nah, I'm not going to get into that. And I like tea, but I don't love it because it does have a very earthy taste. Mm-hmm. So I mostly drink it for benefits, for whatever I'm desiring, for said benefits.
Yeah.
And so for matcha, I wanted to decrease my caffeine intake for a little bit. And so I was like, I know it has caffeine, but it has like a slower response in the body.
Theanine is the key compound in matcha and green tea.
There you go.
It gives you, it's not a very jittery energy feeling with the caffeine. It kind of makes it a mellowed out energy.
Theanine.
Yes.
Theanine. Okay.
Theanine.
So I wanted to try that. And then I know there's also other benefits to matcha in general.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Love it. As a latte, especially iced.
Okay. Talk me through how you make it.
It's so good. So put the powder in the bottom of your glass jar. I prefer it iced over hot. I think it just tastes better.
Gotcha.
So I put it in the bottom of my glass jar, add probably like 1/4 of a cup of water from one of these things. Mm-hmm. And I add pure maple syrup to it to sweeten it. That's probably why it helps make it taste really good.
Sure.
And then I froth that together and then add a bunch of ice and then whole milk and then a dash of cinnamon on top.
That sounds amazing.
It's really good.
So are you a coffee every day, every morning?
Almost.
And then matcha will be on top of that?
It depends on where I'm at in my cycle. So we're just gonna probably dive right into that.
Yeah, for sure. We'll dive right into that.
So I try to limit and control, I guess, how much caffeine I'm having throughout my cycle because it affects your hormones and it affects obviously your energy levels. And so I try to do it based off of that. So I don't typically have like a cup of coffee and matcha within the same day. Mm-hmm. I'll swap matcha for my cup of coffee, or I'll have like half calf in the morning,
Yes.
maybe a matcha in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It fluctuates.
So help line it up with your cycle. When do you want which drink?
So caffeine is good in pre-ovulatory phase and ovulatory. So leading up to ovulation, totally fine. I mean, you don't want to exceed and go crazy with caffeine in general.
Yeah.
But that's when I'm like, we're good to go. And then after ovulation, and it's the luteal phase, you're headed towards your menstrual phase. You want to limit it because it can lead to more PMS and cramps. Having more caffeine can.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
And then once you have your period, is that when you lay off of caffeine?
Yes.
Totally.
That's when I I'll do matcha
Yeah.
or only decaf.
Got it.
Yeah. And also, I mean, caffeine affects your blood sugar.
Yeah.
And so how you're regulating your blood sugar during your cycle too plays a huge role.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, for the past 2 months, have tried going consistently herbal and non-caffeinated tea because I just wanted to see. I was drinking black and green tea, which are caffeinated every day, and I like coffee, but the reason why I'm much more into tea is the caffeine from coffee does get me jittery, and so I was like, what would it be like if I cut caffeine out for a bit, and for sure had headaches and things. Oh, and we hit our 5 minutes. So you can go ahead and lift this up, put it on the lip of your mouth, and it's going to drop
yeah.
right down.
Sweet. And then we refill it for you, or are you already good to go?
I'm already good to go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just lift it up just to make sure it's not going to overflow.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a perfect. Look at that.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, I'm going to get into the cut out caffeine, but Jess brought her own mug. So what's the story behind this mug that you brought?
Well, my cousin-in-law, so she's married to my husband's cousin, is super artistic and she makes pottery. And so she made this mug. I have 4 mugs from her, and this is my favorite one.
Wow.
Yep, they're beautiful. And I just love the shape. This is really good for lattes. So I always make my lattes in it. And it's just like the way it feels,
Yes.
on the lips, it's perfect.
Does she sell?
She does. Yep.
Okay.
She has an Instagram handle,
Let's give a shout out.
Heart and Clay.
Heart and Clay.
Yeah. And she's in North Liberty. So
Wow. Is it an Etsy store or how does that work?
no, she basically does her goal. Right now she actually has like a thumb injury, ironically. But her goal is to do like a story drop, like on Instagram stories. So she just posts the ones that she has on her stories and people can buy them like that.
Wow.
Or it's really word of mouth too. And people
Yeah.
can be like, place kind of a personalized order.
Yeah. With the drop, does that mean already there's a cap number of how many she made?
Yep. It's like they're already done.
Yep.
Here they are, first come, first serve.
That's such a genius marketing
Yeah.
play there.
She has it all going on. She does stuff like that. She does all the gardening, the honey, the making your own bread. She is like so cool.
So you guys probably talk a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot in common.
Yes, which we're going to get into. But real quick about the caffeine free, I just wanted to cut it out and see what happens. And for probably the next 2 days, headache for sure. But by day 3, I was waking up with good energy and feeling awesome.
Yeah.
And it was kind of nice to know, okay, what is Joe like without depending on caffeine? And it brought me back to, when you're younger and you just have all this natural energy. I was like, okay, it's nice to know that I could cut that out and eventually get back to you feel great without this caffeine.
Yes.
So
I've noticed that as well.
yeah,
Big time.
yeah.
Do you drink any coffee anymore?
I will have it just on occasion.
Yeah.
I don't really brew it myself. So let's say I'm out and people are drinking coffee, then and
You'll
we're
be
offering
social.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Emily drink it?
No, she does not.
Okay.
Caffeine hits her hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even black tea, for example.
How much caffeine's in black tea?
It has the most of the teas that I'm aware of. It has more than green. I think it's comparable to a cup of coffee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, I think they say that green tea is as well, but that theanine
Yeah.
is such a important compound in
Yeah.
green tea that is just different effects than you get. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I know. All right, I'm gonna do my intro here.